What is going on, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome to the video. My name is Ventures of RW, and we're talking about EVE Online as a new player. Now, most likely you started the game, or you're about to start the game, and you probably did the beginning missions for a new player with the AIR program, I believe. So there's a handful of things with EVE. EVE is one of those games, you don't get a whole bunch of information about it, and it's a huge learning curve compared to most likely every other game you've ever played. Any MMO, sandbox, EVE sits alone by itself. So I'm going to just go through a few things to kind of make the beginning of your life a little bit easier. You won't struggle with a few things. And most likely once you get down with your beginning missions with the AIR program when we first start as a new pilot, you're going to get out into space. Don't know what you're going to be doing. Either you're going to be mining, doing security missions, fighting NPCs for money, doing combat sites like I'm in right now. But there's multiple things, but everything will have the general same purpose usage. You're going to have to lock everything in space and interact with everything in space. So we're going to talk about locking. There's multiple ways to lock your enemies or your items that you need in EVE Online. Now, as you can see, I have enemies right here, and a good way to scroll your on your view is your scroll wheel back and forth. You could high, low, then you can left click, hold, it'll spin you left to right, etc., up and down. But we're talking about locking here. So there's multiple ways to lock. First, you have your overview. Most overviews going to be different. Mine is different. Yours is most likely different right now. You probably most likely have one overview with multiple tabs. You might have 7, 8 tabs inside this one little square up top here to toggle between. I'll do another video on those later on how to separate all of your overview settings, but today we're just talking about locking targets. Now there's about 4 ways to lock any given target. So we're going to go through each one. Alright, the first one is just being on your overview, you could left click and hold. Left click and hold. Now while you're holding it, the radio window comes up. You have different options in here. We have orbit, information on the pilot, approach them, keep at range, a certain amount of meters or kilometers. There's a plus menu to where you can look at the ship or track the ship, see what they're going. But we want to lock, and locking is directly below the crosshairs. So while you're still holding your left click down, once you hover over the lock button, lock target, you let go. And now it is targeting. And once it's targeted, your target will come up. It might be up here on your map, might be over here, might be right here. You go through that. You could actually change that. This very small little crosshair, it's an anchor. Once you see it says anchor, you could you could left click that and you can move it. And then wherever you move it to, that's where your targeting will go. I have mine in this specific spot for a reason, but this is where I like mine. But it is movable, and you could adjust it. You could right click it, and you can have them go vertical or horizontal as well. So, and to unlock a target, here's your main menu right here. You just hit unlock. There's multiple ways to unlock as well, and we'll go through each one as we do each lock as well. The other way of locking is you could right click and you just click it once and let go. And now you see you have a menu comes up. It's just like our radio window, but this one's just visible with words. So we also see we have our lock target right here. Then left click that once. Once you click it, it'll start locking as well. There's our target. And you can go through the same process to unlock targets if you wish, either with left click or right click. It doesn't matter. We'll do the right click again. Just click it once, and it'll say unlock target. So those are 2 ways that you can lock a target. The third way is actually clicking them in space. Now, this little screen right here is our things that we select to view. For example, I click on this little structure, that little structure pops up. I click on that structure pops up. I click on nothing, nothing pops up. So you actually click in space the target itself, and it'll say, okay, Pith Invader. And then below it, it has the icons. Every icon and all the words are all the same. The radio window has all of these options. The right click with the menu has all these options, and this is just a icon for all the items. And it's a crosshairs, so you would left click this once, click, and you are locking the target. You could do the same as well. Oh, hey, a ship done came here. Okay, he's probably going to destroy all these. Hopefully he leaves. And you can unlock these by just clicking the unlock target. Okay, the pilot's leaving. They see we're here. Okay. Now the fourth way to do this, most likely you're on PC. You could use your control button. A lot of times, what a lot of people do for easy, fast locking, especially for multiple targets, you can hold down your control button. And then whichever enemy you want to target, while holding your control button, left click once on the target, and it'll start locking. That's a common one to use, especially if you're doing multiples. You just kind of go down the line and click, 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 instead of manually doing each target each time. There's actually one more way. Once you kind of get used to your overview and being in space, you can hold your control button again, hold it down, and then you could make a square in space, a grid. So hold your control, left click in space, not any object, and then open it. Then let go of your mouse, and it'll lock everything that is inside that square zone. Boom, and they're both locked at that point. It will not work to unlock them, just so you know. You have to unlock them manually. But most of the time, we're not unlocking too many enemies because we're going to shoot and destroy them afterwards. So those are the seem like 5 different ways to lock an enemy. So once again, we go hold control, left click, make a grid, let go, locking all characters. Unlock, unlock. And then once again, we could right click, a menu comes up, lock. Then we could left click, the radio comes up, move down to lock. And then finally, we could just pull up click on them for our information and lock them manually on the target. And if you're quick enough and enemies aren't moving too fast, you could also right click them in space and the menu will come up again on them directly to lock target. Alright, so that's it for locking targets. Like I said, whatever you get more comfortable with is what you would use. Many people like the radio. Many people just like hitting control, holding control down, and clicking each one, which is what I do quite a bit to lock multiple targets at once, or you just do them all individually. It's all up to you, whatever you get comfortable with, and getting comfortable with the game, because it will take a while for you to find how you like things. But in general, those are the 5 ways to lock enemies in EVE Online. Alright, y'all. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon.